All right. Hello, everyone. Those few that will be listening to this video. It's my first YouTube video. I was recommended to get into some sort of content creation, I guess. I don't know if this will go anywhere, but we'll see. Um, I currently work in IT in help desk and am so close to getting out of it. I am pursuing cybersecurity. Um, So I'm just trying to get out of that help desk life. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Um, and this video, kind of wish I had this video guidance when I first started. Would have saved me a lot of time and headaches. So if you're currently trying to get into IT, and you're trying to land like your first IT help desk role, hoping this video can assist with that. So if you're trying to break in 2025 this year, maybe you're starting from scratch, or maybe you have some sort of experience. Um, I think this would be a good video for you. So just starting off, the normal advice is to pursue CompTIA. And if you haven't heard of CompTIA, you will the more you start learning about IT. Um, CompTIA is very popular, especially with their what they call the trifecta, their certifications here. Okay, so CompTIA has their popular CompTIA A plus certification, and that's kind of the go-to help desk certification that is widely recognized. Um, and I do have all three of these certifications: A plus, Network plus, and Security plus. If I go back, I would not get A plus or Network plus. I would only get Security plus. Um, so with the A plus, it is considered like a help desk certification because it is beginner friendly, um, and it basically goes over hardware and software that you would be expected to know when you're doing help desk, and for to get the A plus certification, you have to pass two exams. So the right here, 1101 and the 1102. So the reason why I don't really recommend getting this, I recommend studying it, going over the exam objectives, the exam details. Um, that's really good to get familiar with the concepts, but actually taking the test, the certification, I don't think it's worth it. You can find discounts online, or if you can have like an employer pay for it, that'd be okay. That's fine. But there are no when you take the exam, say the 1101, and I think it's like 100ish, almost $200. When you go take the exam, a lot of people fail their first time, whether they're taking 1101 first and 1102. 1101 focuses on like the hardware aspect mostly, but a lot of people will fail their first time, and you don't get a like free retake. Some other certification vendors sometimes they'll give like a discount on a retake exam, or you might get two attempts. But this one, you you have to pay for each one. So if you fail the 1101 the first time, you have to pay another $200, maybe a little less, and then again the same price for 1102. Um, and personally, it has not helped me whatsoever, as far as I'm aware of. I'm in Southern California in the United States, so I mean I guess sometimes I do see A plus on very entry level help desk positions that pay very low, but like I have never once had a um, manager or HR person, anyone that's interviewing me, like ask about my CompTIA certifications. Um, it might help. It might help you get past that HR filter, which is totally fine. But I don't recommend getting it. I recommend studying the content, which is totally fine. But actually paying for the certification, I don't think that's a wise decision. Um, but if you do decide to pursue A plus, a good resource is Professor Messer. Uh, see right here, he has two parts right here for the 1101, 1102, and they're free. Most of these resources are free. Um, just fair warning, it is pretty boring and he talks very slow, so you might want to put on times 2 speed. He does have practice exams that you can pay for, and I do find that his exams are good, that they are very close to the actual exam itself. So he's a good resource. There's also Jason Dion, I think that's how you say his name, but Professor Messer is really good, and it's free. Um, and he has it for A plus, Network plus, and Security plus. Um, yeah. So that being said, I would skip this personally. I would just skip it entirely. And then there's Network Plus, which is focuses on networking, networking concepts, security, troubleshooting, operations. Um, Networking is super important. I wish I focused more on that when I first started. Um, it's just a valuable skill to have. Um, with networking, you're learning about IP addresses, subnets, how routing works, switching, just things like that. I just wish I focused more on networking in the beginning, like actually got good with it. Uh, Again, Network Plus, I wouldn't recommend actually taking the exam. If you take it, it's better than nothing, of course. But if you do decide to pursue it, Professor Messer, he doesn't have a practice exam for it for some reason, but he does have videos. They're free. This one's like 12 hours, I believe. But if you want to get really good with networking, go for the Cisco Certified Network Associate, the CCNA. This is like the most popular IT exam ever. I wish I went for it. I really do. At this point, I mean, I guess I could still go for it, but I'm focused on cybersecurity now. Um, but if you want to get really good with CCNA or really good with networking, pursue the CCNA. A lot of companies use Cisco as their networking equipment. I work for my local county, and it is basically all Cisco equipment. Um, no like Palo Alto or Juniper or anything. It's all Cisco. Um, so knowing Cisco is very important. I used to work for Amazon IT help desk or desktop support, and it was mainly Cisco equipment. So if you want to get good with networking, Cisco CCNA, this is a really good start. They have more advanced certifications, but depending on your goals, you might just only go for CCNA. So CCNA over Network Plus all day, every day. Then next is Security Plus. This is the only one that of CompTIA exams that I would recommend getting, if you want to get into cybersecurity, and if you want to work for the federal government, for U.S. at least. Um, Security Plus, it is in a lot of job posting. So if you have that in your resume, um, it will help you at least get past that HR filter, hopefully. Um, it's no different from these other exams. They're all multiple choice, so you're not really gaining any actual skill. It's more of just to help you, just get that on your resume is all. Um, but yeah, if you're interested in cybersecurity, it is good to get. It does touch it does touch on a lot of important cybersecurity concepts and just things to know. So this is the only one I would recommend getting. Um, and again, Network Professor Messer has some videos here, and they're long videos, and it's not loading. Super cool. Oh, there we go. 15 hours, and that may sound like a lot, but you know you get that done pretty quickly, and it just goes through all the videos in a good format here, and just it goes through all the exam objectives that you would find on the Security Plus exam. Uh, and then he has some practice exams you can pay for. Um, so going through the exam objectives on here and studying them is really good. But if you want to, a good resource that touches on all of these, A plus, Network plus, and Security plus, would be TCM Security. See right here, TCM Security. They are a like cybersecurity platform that does trainings and certifications. And if you go to their website and go to their academy and you go in foundation, I would highly recommend looking at their practical help desk. Let me just get out of these. Practical help desk is this would be really good if you want to get into a help desk role. See right here, work as a help desk analyst or technician. Um, Basically, what this does is touches on A plus, network plus, and security plus. Not it doesn't go as in depth for those certifications. Like you can just do this and then I'll go take that exam or any of those exams. You still have to study more, but this is going to be a lot better for actually getting hands-on skills, which is very important because with the CompTIA certifications, you're so focused on passing the exam, you don't a lot of times you don't really focus on getting the actual skills for the thing you're studying for. So this is really good. Basically, if you do this and you do everything that it says in practice, you're going to be ready for a help desk role. A help desk role is like very entry level. Um, it's not the most difficult thing in the world, depending on you know the role itself. Um, and right here, who should take the practical help desk course? Students who are either looking to begin a career in IT or security, or who are early in their career. Um, and right here, 16 plus hours. It may sound like a lot, but if you look at the Professor Messer videos, this is like 15, this is 12, this is 9, this is 9, so this isn't that bad. Um, and right here, just looking at the course content, this is basically going over like what it's like to work in IT, intro to IT, intro to computing. Um, then right here, stuff that you're gonna need to know, desktop components and repair. Basically, going over the internal components of a desktop computer, um, how it works, what makes it important, how to actually fix it, because you're going to be potentially fixing these things, and then going over to laptop components and repair. Where are the components of a laptop? How do you actually fix them? And then we're going over operating systems, and then virtualization. This is very important. You're going to be coming across virtual machines. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. You're going to learn. Um, then right here, oh, look at it right here. Installing VirtualBox. VirtualBox is a um, basically software you can use to create a virtual machine. Basically, you're creating a virtual computer. So a computer within your computer. And this is right here where it's actually like you're getting hands-on skills. You're going to be installing this, and then you're going to be installing Windows on that virtual machine. Um, and it's going to show you, they're all video based. It's going to show you all these important topics to know. Um, and then right here going over to Linux, which Linux is also very important to know, especially if you're going into like cybersecurity. A lot of tools where you're going to be in a like Linux environment. So Linux is very important to know. And right here is just showing you all the topics that you'll be going over. It might not make sense, but eventually, as you're doing it, it will. And right here, so basically all this right here was like A plus content. All this you're going to be learning in A plus. All that laptops, desktops, operating systems, VMs, Windows, Linux. That's all A plus. And then right here, networking. This is Network plus. OSI model, hubs, switches, routers, ports, protocols, all that. Um, Again, you're not going as in depth as if you're going through the exam objectives of Network Plus, but you are still, you're basically learning the things you need to know to actually be in a help desk role. And right here is just showing the things you need to know. And then right here, remote support. Something that you're going to be doing as an IT help desk is you're going to be remoting into people's computers. And how do you remote into it? What's the protocols used? And it's just showing you how to actually do so. And right here, ticketing. This is really cool. You're going to be basically installing your own ticketing system, and this is something that you can put onto your resume. So when you're applying, if you get an interview, and they asked, like, do you have any experience with a ticketing system like ServiceNow, for example? Like, I don't have experience with that specifically, but I did set up my own ticketing system uh, in a virtual machine. Installed you basically go over how you did it, and like you have your own ticketing system in your own home lab environment, and this is where like you're getting the actual hands-on experience aspect of it. There's a lot of ticketing systems out there. It doesn't really matter which one. They're all easy to use basically. Um, but this is where you get an actual hands-on experience versus if you're doing CompTIA, you're just studying definitions and concepts, and that's not really helpful. And we're going over, security plus stuff, not a whole lot, but things to know. CIA, triad, you'll hear that a lot. Social engineering, all that good stuff. Then touches on some soft skills, and right here, Active Directory Lab. You're gonna come across this in the world of IT. Active Directory. What is Active Directory? And you're gonna install it. And this is again something that you can actually put on your resume. If you're studying for CompTIA, there's not really much you can put on your resume, but this right here is showing like, oh, I installed Active Directory, I created users, I created groups, organizational units. Like this is what you can put on your resume. This you can actually talk about in an interview when you actually get one, and when you put all these keywords into your resume, you're more likely to actually get a job. So it's really good. If this is Practical Help Desk, oops, this is really good if you want to get into your first help desk role. And after that, I would recommend just quickly going over this Linux fundamentals. Again, it's free right here, free course. This one is 2 hours, not long at all. And I would just go through this, learn it. You're going to be going over Linux eventually. You don't have to be a master at it. Just get the concept down, learn some commands, and you'll be good. And then after that, I would go do their programming. I really wish I'm not into programming. I really I really wish I was. But this is going over Python. You'll be using Python, and this just shows you how to actually, what to do, how to do it, and you just follow along basically. And then you could put this on your resume, like, a little bit of Python. Is Python? Right, yeah, this is Python. Yeah, using Python. I would say programming is important to know, especially as we go in the future. Just programming is just gonna be more and more important as we go on. You don't have to be like a full-on developer, but I think it's good to actually have if you see a piece of code and see like, oh, I kind of get what it's trying to do, that would be important. So learning Python would be really good, and they have more stuff. Python for hackers. If you want to get into Rust, assembly if you want to. So they have a lot of stuff here. If you want to do actually PowerShell, PowerShell is really good. That's more of just for like scripting, but like where I work for my county in the cybersecurity department, we're all like a mainly Windows environment. So they do a lot of PowerShell scripting. It is a small team, so they do a lot of PowerShell like automation. Check out Jacked Programmer. He does a lot of PowerShell how-to, a lot of playlists, and he's really good, and he is jacked. So I would recommend checking out his videos. PowerShell isn't the worst thing ever. It's pretty easy to understand. So this is a really good channel to like just take a look at if you want to get into PowerShell. And if you want to work in like a Windows environment, if you're like, I don't want to be in Linux or anything. But if you do decide to do Linux, then you'll learn some Bash. So yeah, those ones, Practical Help Desk, learn some Linux, programming, PowerShell if you want. If you really want to get into getting a CompTIA cert, or if someone's paying for it, or if you have a crazy discount, whatever, then Professor Messer is really good. If you want to get into, if you want to be really good with, really good with networking, pursue the CCNA. It is going to take longer than CompTIA exams. It is going to be a little more difficult, but with enough study and practice, you'll be good. After that, I would recommend uh, studying some cloud. Getting a certification, I mean, it's really up to you. I think it'd be good to have on your resume. AWS or Azure. It really depends where you want to work. If you know you want to work for Amazon, learn some AWS. If you know the company you want to work for uses a certain vendor, then learn that vendor. But they all kind of are. When you learn one, it makes it easier to learn the other. So if you decide to do AWS, you can start with their cloud practitioner, their foundational cert, then go to their associate, professional, specialty, whatever you want to do. They do have paths, so I already had one. So if you want to do cloud data engineering, then you'll basically follow this path. You'll do this cert first, and this one, then this one. If you want to get into system administration, you do cloud practitioner, then SysOps, then DevOps engineer. Kind of just gives you a nice path to for the certifications to pursue. There's a lot of free training out there. I'm not really focused on AWS currently, more on learning Azure. But if you want to get into that, if you want to do Azure, then study their AZ900. Microsoft has a lot of certifications. It's just AWS is a lot more simple and like they just have these, but Microsoft they have a lot. When you go to their credentials certification, there's just a lot. Even when you search it by Azure, there's still a bunch here, so it is a little more intimidating. Um, pick a vendor. I would say get a certification just to have it on your resume. Um, a lot of companies use the cloud. A lot of them are migrating to the cloud or away from it, but it is just good to have on your resume. Just those just having those keywords. Um, so yeah, if you do just these right here, TCM, get some uh, actual hands-on experience. Put that on your resume. If you want to get CCNA, it's going to be even better. AWS or Azure for cloud, um, and then along with some programming and scripting, that's going to be really good. If you do all those, you will know you are you're actually just over prepared for a help desk role. Um, like I said, I'm currently focused on cybersecurity, and if that is something that you're interested in, a good channel to check out is right here, my DFIR. Uh, if you know, DFIR is Digital Forensics and Incident Response. This is really good. He has a lot of hands-on videos, like right here, my 30-day my DFIR SOC Analyst Challenge. Basically, does a lot of videos on how to use certain tools, how to set up, um, like right here, how to do certain projects, and walks you through how to actually use these tools and how to set it up, how to put it on your resume. Um, a lot of cybersecurity, more of like blue team side. Really good. I mean, these are free videos. You just follow along. One of my first projects I did was attacking Active Directory, which I have that on my resume. Just really good. Pretty simple to follow along. I think after you do all these, and if you're like, I want to get into cybersecurity, this is a good channel to check out. It's beginner friendly. There are some more advanced things. Um, Not everything is super like, let me hold your hand, but because he does a lot of like, I'll show you how to do this, and now I want you to figure out the rest, kind of. It's really good. I would recommend um, checking out his channel. He does have a course which I purchased and is really good. Expensive, but that's okay. You don't have to spend the money. Let's see. Yeah, so check out this channel if you want to get into cybersecurity, specifically Blue Team, the defensive side. And then after that, if you really want to challenge yourself, which I'm currently doing, is Cyber Defenders. I'm currently pursuing their CCD exam. Basically, their exam, you get access. I'm not gonna go over like specifically like the exam itself, but like if you want to look up some of these tools and practice on your own, this would be really good. Um, Suricata, Sysmon, Velociraptor, malware analysis, learning a sim, Elastic, digital forensics. If you wanted to get into cybersecurity, this would be really good. They do have a cyber range, which you can practice specific tools. See right here, filter by easy, and they have free ones, and then there's their premium ones, which you have to pay for. But really good. I mean, you can, if you want to practice on specific like network forensics, threat hunting, cloud forensics, you can choose. You can do so right here. And basically, it'll give you some lab files that you would download and do it on like a virtual machine. And like these are the tools you'll run, and answer these questions, and it'll give you a scenario. But it's really good. I would check that out if you want to get into more blue team practice. But also you can also check out TCM Security. They have their blue team stuff right here. Malware analysis, detection engineering, SOC, all that. But yeah, check out those things. You will be you do half of these, you will be more than prepared for a help desk role. Help desk role is something that is super easy to get stuck in. I'm currently filling that right now. With these videos, I'm just hoping to just bring you along for the journey, just to see as I develop. I'm hoping that you'll develop too. If you have any questions, you can always ask me. I'll do my best. Big CompTIA hater, so if you defend CompTIA, that's fine. That's cool. But yeah, so I'll try to see if I post more videos. I don't know. But yeah, if you're just starting out and you really want to get into IT, I would say biggest advice is just to stay consistent. Don't get stuck, or don't be lazy about it. You have to be, especially now, you have to constantly grind and watch videos and practice. You gotta get hands-on practice if you want to actually be involved. If you want to get into the field, it's not the easiest thing. Look, a good old Obito right here. It's not the easiest thing, and IT help desk is not. It's for some people, not really for me. I'm sick of resetting passwords, but it is what it is. Sorry for the ums. I've never made a video before. But be along for the ride. I'll make more videos. Maybe showing how to use some tools, how to set up a virtual machine, how to set up Active Directory. We'll see. Something that you want to see for the 3 people that watch this, just let me know. All right. See y'all.